Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. Again, joined by head coach Pete Shinnick. Coach, another telling stat about this game, and I know you're probably getting tired of me mentioning these things, but the team had 14 penalties for 119 yards. We talked a couple of weeks ago that the Braves had done a pretty good job at minimizing their penalties, but there was a lot of yellow this week. Did those penalties play a pivotal role in the result?
I think they did, and early on, I mean, we got some calls that you kind of look at and go, okay, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. But we had two calls late that were just our guys not being very smart out of frustration. Those are the ones that I think are the most irritating. When a guy has a penalty and he's going full speed and he's doing something that you think's okay, you can live with that. The other thing is we had I think 4 or 5 false starts on our offense, and that set us back. So that being frustrated, watching that, and then when our guys acted, I think just out of a little bit of anger at the end, we got a couple of 15-yarders that very disappointed in seeing.
Well, let's end the Catawba game on a positive note. The team fought very hard to the end. This has been one distinguishing characteristic of this team. They play hard until the final quarter, until the final whistle. They scored 24 points in the fourth quarter to make the score respectable. Is this a positive that you can take from this game moving on into the rest of your schedule?
I think so. I was sitting there and we were down, and I told myself, okay, we're going to give this thing a shot to, get after it right now and see what our guys have and see how they respond. And I was very pleased how they responded. Defensively, we missed the tackle again on a long run, or that game would have been within 2 points there at the end with the way we finished. Defense caused the turnover. Offense was able to score some touchdowns, get some 2-point conversions. And again, except for a long run that we gave up on them, I mean, we had 2 missed tackles on the play. I was really pleased with how we finished.
Okay. Well, you're back at home this week against a 1-4 Tusculum Pioneers team. Lost to Brevard last week. What can you tell us about the Pioneers?
Well, 2 weeks ago, they were a very, very good football team. They had an All-American quarterback who was playing at a tremendously accurate rate. He injured his foot against North Greenville, and they really haven't been the same. So we're not sure if he's going to be back. We're not sure if he's going to be playing against us. They have mentioned that he's working his way back. He completely changes what they do offensively. I mean, he'll throw the ball 50 times a game. Now they're running 30 and throwing 30, so that changes it. Defensively, I think a very sound group, very similar to what we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned that Bo Cordell, I assume, is their quarterback, who's had such an outstanding, and he has an injured foot. Is it hard to prepare for Tusculum, not knowing whether he or his backup Kyle Dickey is going to be behind center?
Well, you kind of go with, you figure Kyle's going to be there, but there's that element that Bo could show up. And so, some of the things they do with Kyle in there are different than what they do with Bo. So you've got to prepare for both. At the same time, the last 2 games with Kyle playing, it's pretty clear as to what their game plan is and what they want to do.
Well, historically, as you said, throughout this season, this is another team that lives and dies by the pass. Do you expect Kyle to throw the ball? I mean, he's not going to throw it 50 times, as you mentioned, but they're going to try to be more dependent upon their running game, and it's something that they haven't done a whole lot over the season.
Correct. They have not spent a lot of time. When you got a guy like Bo sitting back there, you want to throw as many times as you can, because I think one of the things they try to do with him is get as many yards for him as possible. So we're going to prepare for a balanced attack, knowing that that's what they went into the Brevard game trying to do, and that's what they went into the Catawba game to do. And they played Catawba very close. They missed 2 field goals, or they probably beat Catawba. So I think we're getting an opponent that's going to play very similar to what we've seen.
That's got to be tough for you to makes your job that much harder to prepare for this team, not knowing how much they're going to run, how much they're going to throw, and really their starting quarterback in limbo at this point. I don't envy your position at this point. If we can look at the Pioneers on the other side of the ball, they do give up a lot of yardage on the ground. I know they've played a couple of ground pounders. Brevard is a team who likes to run it a lot. Are you hoping to be able to take advantage of them and run on them as well?
Well, we're going to do what we do, and I think that's one of the things that I like about how our offense is playing. Catawba was giving up 16 yards a game rushing when we played them. I think we ran for 180, and Travis was over 100 again. They were giving up about 350, and we were able to get over the 500-yard mark. So offensively, we're going to do what we do. We just got to have a little better rhythm in the first half than we did last week.
Real quick, Coach, how's morale in the locker room right now?
Well, it's been good. Our guys are disappointed. We've been here before. This happened at Wingate, and now we're just trying to build that back up to not let it be 2 weeks in a row.
All right, excellent, Coach. Good luck against the Pioneers this week. And when we come back, we'll be talking to head soccer coach Phil Heinsohn.